I figured there'd be no better place to get started on this build than a state park recreation area on a Saturday morning. So here we have a 2022 Chevy Spark. Recently purchased this, used of course, it was a fleet vehicle. Pretty clean. Well, aside from the fact I need to take it to the car wash, but we got storms on the horizon here. Taking a look inside here, we got black cloth interior. Just installed a cell phone mount right here, and as you can see, I've already taken the passenger seat out and installed a little bed here. And here's a view from the hatch looking forward, and from the side over here you can see it's just a 2x4 wood frame construction, and I use existing bolts to anchor it in right there. And you can see my power unit. I have this Jackery Explorer 1500. I have this 1000-watt Duralast inverter I'm using to charge the Jackery with. As you can see, I'm getting about 250 watts input, so this thing can charge about 6 hours when I'm driving. I've used solar panels, but they're just a little too inconvenient unless you're out in the desert sitting still all day long. I've also used the auxiliary power outlet to charge the Jackery, but seem to blow fuses often and you don't get as much power output. And a view from the rear seat, I can put my gym bag behind the seat here, and my cooler and my sleeping gear underneath there. Plenty of trunk space also, kind of a catch-all at the moment. There's a donut spare underneath there as well. And a view from the other side. I do have a bit of space under here. I can also store some things, stuff I don't use as frequently. Here's something else I highly recommend. WeatherTech custom fit sunshades. I mounted some Velcro to keep this rear one in place. There you have it. Kind of stealthy. These are reversible whether you want the black side or the silver side out. And a view from the front. Also plan to get some Velcro to secure that in place, but I'm still waiting on doing window tint if I do. You can see from the inside here, definitely creates some privacy as well as insulation for the cooler nights. See, it's pretty convenient, just roll those back up and tuck them away. It's also pretty convenient when I want to set up my bed. Just easily just recline my seat back, put a blanket and pillow in these compression stuff sacks. I really like these because you can stuff things in and compress them. Taking a blanket and laying out for a little bit of extra padding here. It's pretty easy just to hop back in here. Just trying to maximize the space above and below, and I'm a bit of a side sleeper, so I can easily turn on my side. Now the bed's gonna be the topic of discussion for the day. Started with 2-inch foam, and then I wrapped an additional 1-inch piece around here, so it's 3 inches of foam. And I got this nice kind of like outdoor fabric. It's soft, but I'd like to have a little bit more padding. See from underneath here, there's some bolts and T-nuts. I got mounted through this sheet of 1/2-inch plywood. I wrapped it and stapled it on one sheet, and I use this as a backing to kind of cover up the staples. So the only thing I didn't really like, and I'm hoping to improve upon, I mounted this board, and there's a bit of a gap right through here. Could probably close it down a little bit here, but it might touch on this end. So I'm thinking I'm gonna rewrap it with a little bit more padding back through here and wrap this as well with some padding. But before I get started, I gotta get my tools out. Got a nice little storage area down below here for my power tools and my other hand tools. I also screwed in these eye bolts into the plywood to kind of zip tie my jack here in place, keep it stable from moving around. Gonna have to just untie that really quick. I have to dig through here and remember which size socket it is. Well, 9/16 it is. There's a sign that said no drones allowed, but I didn't see anything about no construction on campers. Should be able to pop this right out now. As you can see, I just have some screws here. After searching far and wide, I settled on this fox fur from Hobby Lobby. You can see it's really plush and smooth. I never knew there was black foxes, but they must have dyed it. I was thinking of using this other blanket for just another layer of padding. I want to be able to just roll over and lay down this thing and then cover up with a blanket. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I cut this bed about 5'10" my height. There's a little bit of length here to roll up on the end to cover that gap. I'm gonna try to do my best here. It's getting kind of windy with this storm starting to roll in. Wasn't too worried about getting the seams really perfect because I could just cover it with a board here. But you can see from the top here, it looks fairly seamless. I say we get this back inside before I work on the headboard next. I'll walk back out here and get my hatch open first. Oh yeah, looking pretty seamless. I'm going to try to just get under here and get them slightly threaded before I hit them with the impact wrench. And while I'm back down here to get my tools, I'd like to note that I took out the seat, but I disconnected all the sensors and airbag, and I reconnect them so I won't get a warning light. And I tucked them down below here. I also forgot to mention I used some heavy gauge wire and grounded the inverter there and ran another cable to the battery, and it has a built-in fuse. Well, that wasn't too bad. I drilled those holes and got longer bolts so I could have a little bit of flexibility to get this started. I think I'm gonna take this back and see how much of that gap I closed yet. Well, it didn't close up too much. Originally I'd cut this foam to length, and when I wrapped the fabric down it kind of pushed it back, so I add a little bit more padding there, but we'll see what we can do. So I kind of just rolled up this blanket remnant, and I think it might just do the trick. Yeah, I kind of got it wrapped around, but I really want to get it tighter. I have to later do it correctly and get a board. Still got a decent little gap between here, but a lot more cushion now. And another view from the outside. Just from here you can't tell it's a camper. Upon closer inspection though, you can see the bed platform inside. Start off this video with some drone footage, and that was at the beach at the state park in the Below Dam area, which is under management of the Army Corps of Engineers. Figure I'd take a brief break from the camper build and go for a little walk. It's a nice place that a lot of people come out here and do some laps up the stairs. Great way to train for the mountains. Almost to the summit. There's always a bunch of buzzards swarming around here. How about time to get out here? I think they've had enough of my shenanigans for today. I think I'm gonna swing by the car wash and vacuum this fur off a little bit. It seems to shed. price of the vacuums here happen to be my favorite number. I think that's going to conclude this little episode. Hopefully you don't think this was 10 minutes of your life you wish you could have back, but plan on doing some more adventures if that's your thing, going out in mountains and all that stuff. But I'm also going to keep working on this project, so if you find this video and want to like and subscribe, leave a comment with any suggestions. It's constantly going to be a work in progress. Till the next adventure.